Hello and welcome to Digital Transformation for Humans with your host, Amy. In this podcast, we delve into how technology intersects with leadership, innovation, and most importantly, the human spirit. Each episode features visionary leaders who understand that at the heart of success is the human touch, nurturing a winning mindset, fostering emotional intelligence, and building resilient teams. In today's episode, we explore how cutting-edge AI and biomedical technologies are not only transforming patient care, but shaping the future of human health and life length. Today's amazing guest, Johan Juhlin, CEO of Mavatar from Stockholm, Sweden, will take us through the fascinating world of medical avatars and disease models, AI, science, and innovation for the long and healthy life. Mavatar was founded in 2018, building on over 20 years of research in precision medicine from the Benson Lab, where foundational research laid the groundwork for the current technology. Over time, this research was refined and expanded, and unique methods to standardize and integrate diverse data sources were developed, setting Mavatar at the forefront of AI-driven precision medicine. Mavatar's innovations are revolutionizing the healthcare system and the world we're living in. We'll dive into the strategic applications of AI for preventive care, early diagnosis, and long-term health outcomes. We will also address the ethical concerns of using personal data and DNA information in this new frontier of medicine, while looking ahead to how these solutions could reshape healthcare and extend human life in the next decade. Stay tuned for a deep dive into how AI is paving the way for a longer life and a healthier future. Let's start the conversation and transform not just our technologies, but our ways of thinking and leading. And if you are interested in connecting or collaborating, please find more information in the description. Subscribe and stay tuned for more episodes. Hello, Johan. I'm so happy to see you here today. It's such an honor for me. How are you?
Thank you very much, and thank you for the fine presentation. I think it was a really nice presentation of the company. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Amazing. I'm pleased to hear that you liked it. And the first question, I would like to hear more about you, your journey.
I've been running company before, and for me it was a natural step when I was contacted by Professor Benson. It's 5 years back now, and he was starting talking about his research and the opportunity, what it could lead to. And adding AI to that was also, it gave it a new proportion, new opportunities, and it could take us to new heights that we never could thought about before. But I started as an engineering in a nuclear plant many years back, and we're doing mathematical calculations. And already then I had an interest in statistics or mathematics. But at that time, I spent 2 years doing stress tests on a pipe bend, and I was too social to sitting in one room doing that all days. So I decided to move into the medical field. And I had a career. I had a senior position. I was working as managing director. And I think it was in 2011, 2012, I decided that I should start my own company. And I founded a cancer diagnostic company together with a doctor from Karolinska. And and then I got a taste of running my own business. And a few years after that, I founded another company, which I then sold off. And when Mikael Benson called me, it was a natural step to work together with Mikael Benson. So that's how it all started.
Impressive journey. And I see the depth of everything you are doing now, and also the background, which includes so many different dimensions, which are for sure enabling you in what you are doing today. So how do you see AI, science, and innovation contributing to longer, healthier lives in the future?
Well, yeah, it's a good question. And first of all, I think it will contribute a lot. If you think about it, the healthcare systems are full of data. And AI is all about data. And this data is coming from research groups, in Sweden, we have something called biobanks, where we have the history and data from patients, but also from clinicians and their departments. And I think it's a sin not to use this information for something useful. And now we have tools like AI. But I know that it will change many areas, and it's often common to think that it will revolutionize things, and it will. But it will also change smaller things like behavior. If, for example, we look to the field of administration, I think that AI really can release time for people that working in the healthcare sector. It can take care of scheduling patient visits, free up time basically. And more advanced solutions might be in the diagnostic field. We see that AI already today can analyze medical images, and that means that we also can identify diseases in an earlier stage. So there are lots of areas which will be improved by AI.
Sounds amazing. How are medical avatars and disease models currently revolutionizing healthcare? And how do you foresee these solutions advancing in the next decade?
I think today we can already improve treatment by analyzing big groups of patients that has been treated with medications. And it will lead to a better understanding of how to treat patients. But with medical avatars, you can understand patients on an individual level. And it means that we're now moving into the field of precision medicine. And in the healthcare, we've been talking a long time about precision medicine, but we didn't really have the answer to that. We didn't really know how to do that. But with medical avatar, we can really do that. And, I think I also need to explain what a medical avatar is.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's we basically build a copy of a human or a disease by using the smallest building blocks from humans, the genes and the cells. And we also describe the interactions between these genes and cells, so we can understand the disease mechanisms, for example. And then by doing that, we can also using these models or medical avatars to test on these models. It's like you have a copy or twin of yourself, and then you can test certain things, in this case, medication on the copy before you give it to the real patient. So of course it will have a huge impact on how we see that we treat patients in the future. And we can do this already today. And in a few years from now, I can see that everyone can have a digital copy, that you live with your copy, and that the copy will follow you through the life. And if you think about the future, I don't think that we will talk about pills anymore, or we don't see treatments in the form as we have it today. I'm more thinking that we talking about active substance, and we pick up the substance, not even in a pharmacy anymore, because it's substance that you make a cocktail out of yourself. So it will change a lot. But that is the treatment side. And I mean, these avatars or digital twins, you can use them for many purposes. And one big area that it will have a big impact in is in the pharma industry. Since you now can understand diseases on a personal level, you can also understand how to develop drugs on a personal level. And that's also coming back to what I said, that's probably why we in the future will get active substance that are adapted to the individual instead of getting one pills.
The future is here. It sounds so incredible, and at the same time, what you are describing, it is already existing. You already developed it. And all those benefits, they are so impressive. So would you like to mention at least a few more advantages of using AI-driven precision medicine for preventive care and early diagnosis?
Well, There's so many benefits, but let me just take a few. I think if we look to the healthcare today, we know that approximately 50% of all prescribed drugs, they doesn't work. And of course, it's a gray zone, and it varies from diseases to diseases. But having said that, that we have so many patients that don't get the correct treatment from day one, it means that we have, first of all, a big suffering from the patient and a big risk as well. And we also have related cost to that. And it's not the single very expensive drug that I'm thinking about, it's all drugs, because small drugs that are periodical, they might end up to huge cost for the society. But if we can foresee how to treat patients, we can also avoid all this suffering and all these costs. That will be an important part, I think. I mean, everything is basically falling back to that it will improve a lot of things in the healthcare system, and it will have an impact on different levels. And in the end, it will be better for us as a patient and for the healthcare professionals. So there are many things.
It sounds absolutely incredible. Can you walk us through a few real-life cases where digital transformation and AI have already made a significant impact on patient care, leading to better long-term health outcomes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have a history in pathology, so and I've seen how it has developed in that department. But for example, AI can already today detect whether a patient have breast cancer or not. And normally, this job is done by a pathologist sitting at a microscope and looking at samples and trying to understand. And pathologists, they're doing a subjective assessment of the sample, and based on color and shape and pattern and so on. And then he will do his diagnosis. And if you consider that the human vision changes over time, you also realize that humans are not as good as an algorithm will be to do this analysis, because an algorithm won't change. It won't change his behavior, or it won't change his vision. So I think that's a very good example of how it would improve.
That's a great example. And I agree. In many cases, it is a more sustainable way of solving problems.
Yeah,
And it gives non-biased results as well.
yeah, yeah.
However, it requires human surveillance and guidance,
It does.
because we are still not there to trust the algorithms 100%.
Absolutely right.
Yes,
But there are,
true.
there are other areas that where we're using AI already today. For example, for patient monitoring, that we can get an alert if we see that something is changing for the patient. So that's also a good example. And we have these medication boxes, which is adapted to the patient's need, and that's also a very good example. And it's sounds like a very simple solution, but it has a huge impact for the patient.
So true. And this podcast, it's everything about human centricity. So, what strategic applications of AI in healthcare do you believe will have the most substantial impact on creating a brighter future for human beings?
Oh wow, the greatest impact. I think the small thing. So the greatest impact is coming from the small thing, the things that will release time, that will enable us to focus on the right things. I heard about this app where you have an AI buddy, and you have a friend for loneliness people. That has a huge impact for many people. And so we should not forget these small things. Patient monitoring, especially among elder people that are afraid of living alone. But if they know that someone is able to contact them if something happens, it changed their lives. So my answer would be small things here.
I absolutely love it. And actually, it was one of the case studies where from everything started expanding with AI. that application for the humans who needed a company and some support along their journey.
Yeah.
So small things are crucial. And actually, you are so right. It's applicable not only to this exact case, but overall. Small things can create a huge difference. It's just about finding those crucial small things.
And I know that many people will probably think about that it will change a lot in the drug development, in the research area, and it will have a huge impact. But still, the small things matters.
Absolutely. I totally agree. How do you balance the potential of AI in revolutionizing healthcare with the risks and ethical concerns, particularly regarding the use of personal health data and DNA access?
This is a big challenge, and I mean, AI in healthcare relies heavily on personal data, and personal data includes sensitive information, like DNA, for example. And this raise concern, especially about privacy violations. So it is a problem. I think that the solution might be, there are so many discussions around this, but encryptions and anonymizing information would be very important. Ensure that the data is encrypted and protected. So that's vital. I also think that implementing strict data governance and policies for who can use the data, that will be important. Another aspect of it is that I do think that the patient don't fully understand how we're using their data. So one part of will also be to inform that your data is used and how the risk with using the data. So they are aware and give their approval to use the data. And that leads us to that we need to have some kind of transparency when we're working with AI, that we are transparent what we're doing. Yeah.
I totally agree. Today, there is lack of clarity still, lack of understanding for the use cases and the potential risks and outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a need for better governance of the new technologies and of data usage.
Yeah.
This conversation is so exciting. I enjoyed so much, and I'm sure that it's bringing a lot of new insights and interesting information to our listeners and viewers. So we could go on for a very long time, but just to start wrapping up, I would like to ask you, looking ahead, how do you see AI transforming healthcare and human health over the next 5 to 10 years, especially in terms of increasing life expectancy and improving overall well being? What are your predictions for the future?
I do think that we are in the very start of the AI area. And the nearest 5 year, we will see the small and simple solution that will have a huge impact on us, that will release time and friends and so on. In 10 years or maybe behind that, we will see how it will change our way of living in much bigger way, because suddenly we open up new opportunities that we couldn't understand today or even think about. And I think I can see the same way that when the internet came, people didn't really fully understand what it would mean to them. They use it for doing search on internet, but suddenly all equipment was connected in their home, and they were running alarms and cars with internet. And that's still quite far away. And also the algorithms that we're building today, they are quite limited what they can do. And I think that in the future, we will find new ways to construct algorithms that will have a much greater uh, potential of doing things that we couldn't foresee.
That's a great evaluation, actually. I like your way of seeing the future and your vision. And I agree that those areas are going to develop a lot. And I'm pretty sure even if in 5 years, our life will be so different from the life we're living today. And so many new applications of AI will impact our reality that today probably we can't even think about it and imagine that it might become a part of our reality. However, the future is coming and faster than we can imagine. So, this interview today is just a great reminder about the potential of AI and innovation and their impact on our lives. And everybody would like to live longer, happier, and enjoy their life on the earth a little bit more. So this technology opens up exactly to the solution of all the above mentioned problems, and it sounds absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being here today, Johan, for sharing your experience, your wisdom, and telling us more about what's going on in the world of biotech and all the technologies which are going to penetrate our life and are already impacting the healthcare and patient care today. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you for joining us on Digital Transformation for Humans. I am Amy, and it was enriching to share this time with you. Remember, the core of any transformation lies in our human nature, how we think, feel, and connect with others. It is about enhancing our emotional intelligence, embracing a winning mindset, and leading with empathy and insight. Subscribe and stay tuned for more episodes where we uncover the latest trends in digital business and explore the human side of technology and leadership. Until next time, keep nurturing your mind, fostering your connections, and leading with heart.